Well, hi everyone. We have a fun, a fun thing for you.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
Okay, so while people are getting online here, I tell you what, I'm going to get you to guess what we got in front of us, okay? So this is a test, first of all. We're going to have a fun time. We're going to have a party. We're actually having a party. There's
Yes.
the hint.
Yeah.
Leanne, that's a hint.
Yeah.
Leanne's our zoo manager. And let's just get a close-up look here. I want you to have a guess what you think this is, okay? And then we have another one over here. Have a guess and tell us what you think this is over here. So what is that one there? Remember, we're going to have a fun time. We're going to have a party.
Yes.
Right. And so, Leanne, all right, as people are getting online here, oh.
Thumbelina, would
Who
you
was
like
that?
to? That was Thumbelina.
Okay. Oh, that was Thumbelina. Okay, so explain what we have here.
Okay, so here today we're actually celebrating some of our goats' birthdays. So
A goat has a birthday.
yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Well, goats have birthdays.
Oh,
There's days.
I guess so.
There's
yeah.
days that they're born.
So we sing happy birthday, goat.
We don't usually sing happy birthday to them, but we have in the
okay.
past. When guests are here, sometimes we'll do things like this where we have animal cakes or presents, and we'll put up a banner that says happy birthday to whoever is having a birthday that day, and guests will actually sing. We've had guests sing for our goats before. So
Well, there you are. That's first for me. I didn't
Yes.
know that we sang happy birthday to the goats. But
Yes.
this is a goat birthday cake.
this is a goat birthday cake. So we have two birthdays. We have Ike, our Nigerian dwarf. He is turning 9 years old. So he is our oldest goat here at the Creation Museum, and he is turning 9 years old today. And then we have Eustace, our miniature La Mancha goat, who is turning 3 years old today.
Wow, that looks so scrumptious. It
Yes.
looks like it's
So
lettuce
Yes.
and
We've got some lettuce in here. We have some summer squash.
and
we also have some butternut squash.
Butternut
and then
squash.
we also have a cake that's made up of their grain. So this is just some of their grain that's been soaked to make basically a cake for them.
It's a vegetarian cake
Yes.
for goats.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so what do you predict will happen when they come up here?
They're going to run to these dishes and stuff a lot of food in their faces.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They're going to be really
They're gonna
greedy?
They're going to be really excited. about
Okay,
this.
I'm gonna get over this side.
Okay,
And,
so we're going to have Matthew bring our goats.
He's going to bring the birthday coats around.
They're gonna bring the
Okay,
birthday
everyone sing.
boys.
Happy birthday
Happy
to
birthday
goats.
to goats.
Happy birthday
Happy
to the
birthday
goats.
to goats.
Here they go.
Oh,
Oh, I don't think she likes it.
Ike.
Ah,
You have your own?
ah,
Here, do you not like the butternut squash?
yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
All right.
So sometimes butternut squash, some of our animals love butternut squash and other animals do not. But it was a really easy numbers to cut out for goats. So,
Okay, so we're going to have a fun party with the
Yes.
goats when they have all their family, right,
Yes.
with them.
yes.
And we're going to take them up here in a bit
Yes, we're going to take them up.
and let them run around.
Yep, they're going to get to have a big party with all the goats
so
and sheep.
hang on the line here for the goat party,
Yes.
and we're going to go up and we're going to do some fun things with a couple of other animals,
Yes.
and then we're going to join the goat party. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yep, that's right.
So all the friends and family will join the goats.
Yes.
All right.
Yep. They're all
So-
going to join the goats. So,
Isn't
We're-
it interesting how that one didn't want the butternut squash?
yes, I had to move the butternut squash. So a lot of people think goats will eat anything. That is not true.
We just saw
our
that. It's
goats
not
are
true.
our goats here at the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter are both rather picky. They kind of pick and choose what they like and what they don't like.
They're spoiled, in other words.
They're slightly spoiled. So this is just a fun thing we do for all the animals. They get some sort of special birthday treat. So
And
this is
the
their
others-
birthday treat.
The others are saying it's not fair, but they're going to join the party
Yes,
here in a
they're
bit.
going to join the party here in a little bit. So we're going to move on.
Let's move on here. We'll come back and we'll join the goat. We'll show
Yes.
you the goat party. We've got a special treat for the goats for the goat party.
Yes. Yep. So we have some other guys that are going to join in the party. So we're going to
Alright.
go up and see Gomer and our two Zebu steers.
So Gomer is a camel.
Yes, Gomer's our camel. And then we have George and Ferdinand, who are our two Zebu steers. And they are keeping Gomer company since CJ and Luke, our other two camels, are now down at Ark Encounter. They're keeping Gomer company until Gomer moves down to the Ark.
Oh, so Gomer's moving down to the Ark.
Gomer's moving down to the Ark. So
He's moving house.
Gomer's actually going to be part of our camelid kind exhibit. So it will be Gomer and our llamas and our alpacas. So we'll have them all together in a big exhibit so we can demonstrate the camelid kind for guests.
I think that'll be really great. And then up here it'll be more closer interaction for
Yes.
kids and families with the animals.
Yeah, so up here we're going to do a lot more close-up encounters with animals, a lot more hands-on stuff for kids to do here at the Creation Museum. Okay, so today, Gomer and Ferdinand and George are going to get some food enrichment. So a lot of our animals here at the museum really enjoy and love food. It's a big part of their day-to-day life. So sometimes what we will do for our animals is we'll provide their diets in different ways. So they're not always getting their food in the same way. So it would be really easy to just plop down a bowl of veggies in front of these guys and let them clean it up. But for these guys, we have animals like the camel who does a lot of grazing and browsing for their food in the wild, and also the steers as well. If they were out on pasture somewhere, they're going to have to work for their food. So we use enrichment to make our animals work and think a little bit more for some of their daily diets. So today,
So they're getting some party food.
they're getting some party food today.
Goat
So
party food.
we have some chopped up lettuce and also some squash and some peppers in here. We were actually able to help out our cafe a little bit and take some of their supply that would have gone bad otherwise. So
And that's because we had to close down.
because we're closed, we were actually able to take some of their stock and actually be able to feed it to our animals. So worked out for our
let's
animals.
watch some party.
Okay, Matthew's going to go in and put this out for them. This may be slightly hectic. Gomer says, oh,
I might go into the other day.
yeah, go ahead. I'll keep this puzzle feeder down here. So we have we have two feeders that are going to get hung up for animals, and then Gomer here is going to get this bucket that's got some cabbage and some carrots in it, as well as some apples as well. So he can roll that around on the ground and get all those goodies out of there. So once again, this just...
So they enjoy doing that to get
yes.
their food, not just eating it, but rolling around and, oh yeah, look at that.
I mean, they would definitely probably enjoy just eating it all out of a bowl, but this makes the food last a little bit longer. As I said, makes them work for it. So kind of mimics more of that natural behavior of grazing or browsing for their food.
Oh, look, and we can see the cows over there.
Yeah, you can see, Ferdinand there, you can see he's kind of sticking his tongue in, kind of using his tongue to pull out all the lettuce and other veggies. So once again, we'd like to use enrichment here to encourage natural behaviors that you would see in the animal's natural habitat.
Looks like the cow wants the camel food.
The cow is saying, is the camel food easier to get than my food? So Gomer's probably not going to give up his puzzle feeder, though.
He's not going to give it up to them.
Oh, he got some parsley.
Likes parsley. Well,
Yes.
look at that.
Well, that was kind of an added item I put in there to see. I was like, I don't know if he's going to eat this or not, but we're going to try. So a lot of times what we'll do as well is try novel or new foods, something an animal hasn't had before, just to see how they interact with it.
Well, the cows gave up and went back to theirs.
The cows realize that the camel is bigger than them and they should probably leave him alone.
Okay, so they're joining in the party.
They're
here,
joining in the
so
party, so they're getting their party favors.
Who else is going to join in this party?
Okay, so Zoe and Cletus are also, our Zorse and Zonky are also going to go ahead and join in our fun birthday celebration here today. And we have some really fun things for them as well.
You see, while the Creation Museum and Ark are closed to the public, people can feel like they're sort of here
Yes,
with us.
they're sort of here with you.
Yep.
So today we have, once again, some more food enrichment for our Zorse and Zonky. So here we have some logs that have just been hollowed out. So what we do is we basically just put some food items in these. These have some apples and some broccoli in them. So we're going to try broccoli with Zoe and Cletus and see what they think about that. So they basically are going to have to pick this food out of these logs. So we have one that's going to go on the ground, and then this one is going to get hung up. So they kind of have to manipulate it and work to get the food out. And then we also have these really cool traffic cones. So these traffic cones are actually stuffed with some lettuce and broccoli as well. And then they're going to basically have to work at one spot here to pull out that food. So once again, just kind of making the animals work and think a little bit more for their food instead of just giving them a big bowl of produce.
That's amazing.
So Matthew's going to go
You guys
and
put a
hang
lot
those.
of thought into all of this.
We do. So our enrichment program, all of our animals receive some sort of enrichment several times a week, and it kind of varies. We do some food-based enrichment like this, and then we'll do other things like training with our animals. That's also a form of enrichment. And we'll give them toys or new items to play with, interact with. We also do a lot of sensory enrichment. So like your 5 senses, we'll use the animal's senses as well. So sometimes we'll give them scents. Sometimes we'll even put a mirror or something outside their exhibit so they can look at themselves. That's always a big hit, especially for a lot of our animals, our herd animals like the Zorse and Zonkey. They always get really interested in seeing another Zorse or Zonkey in the mirror.
And if anyone has any questions about any of the animal enrichment
Yes.
programs, they can put your questions in here, and we'll have one of our zookeepers go through
Yes.
and answer them all for you today.
Yes.
That's how we'll do it today.
Yep, I'll try to jump on and answer your enrichment questions. So I actually, part of my graduate studies was actually on animal enrichment. So this is something I'm very passionate about.
I thought somebody had to be passionate about this with all that you do for them.
Yes. So we, as I said, everybody gets enrichment several times a week. Some of our animals get it daily. So for instance, our coatis, they get enrichment daily. And then some other animals get it 2 to 3 times a week. Our Zorse and Zonkey usually get enrichment 3 to 4 times a week. Sometimes more, but usually about 3 to 4 times a week is how often we give them enrichment. So
And
we'll see if
they
they
get
like the
used to
broccoli.
the fact they sort of got to work for it, right?
Yes, they get used to having to kind of work for some of their diet, but we do keep changing it up because you don't.
Don't give them the same thing all the time.
You don't want to do the same thing all the time because then it becomes less enriching for them and becomes more routine. So just think of kids, think of toys that maybe you play with all the time. You kind of get bored of them after a while. Well, it's the same with animals. Animals get bored of things as well. So we're always trying to come up with new ideas for them.
And we'll see if they like this one.
Yes, this one's going to be fun.
Have they had this one before?
Yes, they have had this one before. I tied it together a little bit differently than I have in the past. So we'll see if they can figure out how to work it and figure out how to use it. Cletus says, I don't want to give up my log. We'll see if they can. So what they're basically going to have to do is kind of grab it with their lips, kind of move it around so the food comes out of it. Zoe's figured it out. So if you notice, they're kind of sticking their lips out, kind of using their lips almost like fingers to get the food out of there. So once again, this is a behavior of foraging that we'd see in zebras in Africa as they're grazing, looking for good things to eat.
So you're bringing that out. Look.
Yep.
Figured it out. Look at that.
They figured it out, and I think Cletus likes broccoli.
I'll be.
I put some broccoli in there today just to see if he would be interested in it. I wasn't sure if he would be interested in the broccoli or not. Zoe here eats pretty much everything, but Cletus can be a little bit more picky.
Well, let's go back and see how the goats are doing then.
Yes, we'll see how the goats are doing.
See
Well,
how
we
they're
have
going with
one
their-
goat still
with
here.
their birthday cakes.
What'd you think, Eustace? Hi, bud. Did you clean it all up? Hey, come here.
Well, this one's pretty well cleaned up in here.
Eustace.
It looks like did they eat the
They ate the butternut
They
squash.
ate the butternut squash.
Hey, you have some left. Oh, is that not good anymore? Is that not good?
Well, this one, there's hardly anything left in here.
Yep, nothing left in there.
So,
Apparently that squash is
we're
also
going to let
not good.
the rest of the...
Yes, I'm going to let Matthew go ahead and shut a gate and open 2 gates, and then we will.
Then we're going to we're gonna
we'll
have the
continue
ending
the party.
part of this party, the final part of the party,
yes,
where the goats all get together.
yes.
All the cousins,
Our goats and sheep.
goats and sheep.
Yep.
Oh,
we
is
have
there
3
sheep in there?
Yep, we have 3 sheep. So we
Ah,
have
okay.
2 Katahdin hair sheep,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
we have a Jacob sheep.
So the goats and sheep, but they're all the same kind.
All the same kind.
Again, that's
Mm-hmm.
one of the things we want to do at the Ararat Ridge Zoo at the Ark and here at our animal encounter area at the Creation Museum is to teach everyone about kinds and
Yes.
that Noah only needed 2 of each kind, 7 pairs of some. For these, it would have been 7 pairs of this this
Yes.
particular
Yep.
kind. 7 pairs of what I call the clean, 2 pairs the unclean of each kind. So it looks like we're
Okay,
ready.
we're ready.
All right.
We'll see how this goes.
Okay, we're gonna see what happens here. This should be fun. I might get trampled by the goats.
Probably not. They're probably all going to run over there to see if there's any food. Caspian, where are you going? Caspian.
Oh, yeah.
Our goats, I don't know what they're doing.
But
No, everybody's going in there.
they're going into another pen. You let them out and they...
Eustace, come here. Eustace, come on.
You know, goats and sheep. All we like sheep have gone astray.
Yes, usually the goats just run off and do their own thing. That is. Come on, Eustace. Hey, look, everybody follow Eustace.
Okay, now they're following.
Now they're coming. Now they figured it out. Come on. Come on.
We've still got one goat to come.
Come on. Come on, everybody.
There it comes.
So we also have some goodies for them up on the hill here. There's some cabbage and some lettuce up on the hill for them as well. So everybody gets a little bit of a party treat today.
I thought it was coming to attack me there for a moment. I looked up and there's this goat racing for me at 100 miles an hour.
Have you seen it? Have you seen goats move 100 miles an hour?
That one was moving.
So we will put these guys up here during the day to get some exercise, graze a little bit, just run around.
This used to be the camel ride area, but we've
Yes.
moved all the camel rides down to the
Camel
Ark
rides
now.
are down at Ark now.
And we've got a nice, really big camel ride area, so we can specialize more in being, interactive with kids, being able
Yes.
to interact with the
Yes.
animals here
Yep.
at the Creation Museum. So we sort of have a different emphasis at both
Yes.
places.
Yep, it frees up. So not having camel rides here at the museum frees up our zookeepers here to focus more on that guest interaction and education here at the Creation Museum.
So just as we have an animal actor stage down here, you'll do animal encounter programs here
Yes.
too.
Yep. Yes, we'll have animal encounter programs both inside the museum as well as out here at the zoo.
Well, there we are. You joined the goat party. I've never had a birthday party with goats before.
There's a first time for everything. What do you think, Ike?
Yeah, is this Ike?
This is Ike right here, yep.
Oh, okay. Ike was coming to visit me. And
Oh,
I'm sure the
goodness.
kids love the goats because they're fun, aren't they?
Goats are fun, yes. So when you come and visit us when we reopen, we always have goats out in our petting area as long as it's not raining. If it is raining, they are inside because goats hate getting rained on.
Yeah, look, he's come to visit me.
Ike says, I don't know if I want to be over here or not. Eustace up there, who just turned 3, he is our clown.
Which one's that?
This
Oh,
one
this
right
one?
here.
That's the one that came running for me at 100
Yes.
miles an hour.
Yes.
I thought it was an attack goat.
Oh, I think that was Caspian. I think it was his brother.
Oh, okay.
So we have 2 mini La Mancha goats. So they're both La Mancha. So if you notice, they have very little external ear flaps. They can still hear just fine. That's just a characteristic of the La Mancha breed of goat, is these little to no external ear flaps. We also have some miniature Nubians that have the big, long, floppy ears. And then we have pygmy goats and a Nigerian dwarf goat as well.
We don't have any fainting goats.
No fainting goats, no. No, the zoo...
I've actually seen fainting goats.
Yeah, the zoo setting isn't always the best for fainting goats.
Goats.
Yeah, these guys were all either raised here at the zoo or we got them at a pretty young age. So they've all been around people for a really long time. So they're all very friendly, very interactive with our guests. They love being petted and brushed. We always have a bucket of brushes for kids in our petting area so that they can pet and brush our goats.
Well, there we are. Well, I hope you enjoyed our goat encounter and our enrichment encounter with the cows and the camel and the zorse and the zonkey and the birthday party with the goats, and they all joined in today.
Yes.
So there we are. So with that, join us for the next animal encounter program that we have, and hope you had fun today.